Coming up in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about a classic WWE Championship belt possibly returning in 2026. Also, in addition to that, one of the NJPW top stars potentially on his way out of New Japan. And we are going to talk about a WWE star who is set for a return and set for a massive push. It's all coming up right here on the Ango Show. If you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button, ring that bell. This way you never miss a video on the channel. I'm going to keep you guys updated along the way with everything that is happening in professional wrestling. One of my absolute favorites, Jacob Fatu, looks like there is some very, very big plans. And I just want to make it very clear here. Obviously, things can change, but Bodyslam.net has previously reported that the angle was executed to take Fatu off television so he can undergo a dental procedure. Now, sources indicate to Bodyslam.net that WWE has very high hopes for him with his return and his comeback. The company reportedly wants Jacob Fatu to have a breakthrough year in 2026. This push was actually set to begin before his dental surgery, but then obviously he took time off, and then they will revisit that push. Now, regarding the timeline for Jacob Fatu's WWE return, it is currently expected that he will be back in early 2026. A lot of people are even hinting at a possible Royal Rumble win for Jacob Fatu. Now, WWE could shock us, right? We saw Jacob Fatu come into WWE, and obviously he got this big push, and he's a very big deal to WWE, and that's an amazing thing. But look no further than Jey Uso, who expected Jey Uso to win the Royal Rumble to eliminate John Cena. So Jacob Fatu winning the Royal Rumble is definitely something that sounds possible. It definitely sounds like something that could be really, really good television. Who knows? But if this guy is supposed to have a breakthrough year, that's the right mentality. Look at how you're treating Braun Breaker at Raw. You got to do the same thing for Jacob Fatu on Smackdown. I look forward to very much seeing what they do here. Like, I genuinely believe if WWE plays their cards right, you have a major, major star with Jacob Fatu. So the reality is, it does not shock me whatsoever. This guy has absolutely killed it since coming into WWE. He's gotten over with the WWE fans. I support this. I want this. I enjoy this. Nobody will be able to change my mind. So for me personally, I give this a thumbs up. Bodyslam.net has some great credibility within their reports. If you look at how WWE has treated him on TV, it just makes sense. I don't really think there's much to dispute here. Now, what they do, how they do it, that's the real question. That brings us to our next topic. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot of talk lately about potential people leaving from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, today, there's a conversation being floated around on social media surrounding Clark Connors. Now, Clark Connors is somebody who I have a lot of respect for. And really, like, I watch New Japan, and I don't watch it religiously, because obviously there's too much wrestling for me to consume. But I see him in New Japan Pro Wrestling throughout the years. I see him come into AEW here and there. I like the idea of him leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling, just being honest. According to Fightful Select, they've reported that his contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling is set to expire toward the end of January 2026. The report notes that Connors, who hasn't wrestled since November 2nd, is among several New Japan talents whose status is now in question as the new year approaches. So there has been rumors, because Clark Connors isn't the only one. We also have David Finlay. Now, David Finlay is somebody who has also been rumored to come to AEW. This is somebody else who has also been rumored to potentially come to WWE. So let's be perfectly clear. If you guys don't know who David Finlay is, maybe you don't watch New Japan, that's him right there. Now, David Finlay is a talent who could come to AEW, come to TNA, come to WWE, and do great things. I think the same thing applies to Clark Connors. I really do. And so with this news about contracts ending and possible options being explored, I don't think you could go wrong with WWE or AEW. Now, let me explain why. WWE needs a little bit of help in the men's division on NXT. You got a lot of people getting called up to the main roster. Obafemi's getting vignettes on Smackdown. Ethan Page, Ricky Saints probably being moved up soon. David Finlay, Clark Connors going to NXT for a short period, get acclimated to the WWE system, eventually get called up. It works. Now, that's for WWE. WWE and AEW, by the way, they don't need these two guys, but I'm just saying it makes sense if they were to come. NXT has a void. One or two of these guys can fill the void. AEW, just like WWE, also has a bloated roster and they don't need the talent. But these are guys who are a little bit more familiar with AEW. Obviously, they have friends within AEW. AEW loves factions. AEW works with New Japan Pro Wrestling. You can sign them into a dual contract. So yes, they would appear sometimes in AEW, but they would also appear in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Both companies don't need them. Honestly, if anything, TNA probably would need them the most as they go into AMC era. But WWE and AEW definitely don't need them, but there is a void and there is a way to make it happen where it's not a big deal if they were to sign. I think it's a good thing. I'm down for it. I have no problem with it. Let me know what you guys think down below. And that brings us to our final topic, ladies and gentlemen, is Carmelo Hayes bringing back the Spinner United States Championship belt. Well, in 2023, he said if he were to win the United States Championship, he'd bring back the Spinner belt. And now this is obviously becoming a very, very big topic because there was a fan on Twitter who brought this up on Twitter. And it looks like Carmelo Hayes is, in fact, teasing the return of the U.S. Spinner belt. I think this is fun. I love nostalgia. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. The U.S. Spinner belt is a cool-ass belt. I don't care how corny people think it is. For me, it's just one of those things I like. Sometimes I like to freshen up the show. Carmelo Hayes is cool. Great champ. Great person to be a champ. Great wrestler. Killed it in NXT. Now killing it on the main roster. Had a classic with Ilya Dragunov. You want to get this guy over? This is an element that really helps. A lot of people will look at Carmelo Hayes with the U.S. Spinner belt and they'll he's already winning fans over, but it just adds. It's another element that adds to his overall presentation, his aura, things of that nature. So me personally, I'm all for this. I think it's a good idea. He's teasing it. WWE is not shy to go back in time and take something from the past. You know, the thing that's interesting is WWE is going away from Vince McMahon ideas. Well, this is one. You know, we saw John Cena under the Vince McMahon era of WWE carry this belt. And I think it'd be really cool. I think it would be really, really dope. So for me personally, I'm all for it. I give it a thumbs up. Carmelo Hayes bringing back the classic spinner belt. I mean, he's teasing it. You never know. WWE, it just looks like this could be something really good. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Ango Show.